Mindy here, and I am doing this Facebook Live on request of my dear friend Molly, who is in the next couple of weeks about to send her boys off to school. Some of them are already in college, one of them is going to school for the first time. So Molly, this is for you. And it's actually a question I get a lot, so I was pretty excited to be able to address this. What do you do when you're sending your kids off to school, whether it's high school, but primarily college, when they're out of your control, they're going to eat whatever they want to eat, they're not going to get a lot of sleep, stress is going to be high. How do you nutritionally handle that environment? And I think this is such an important topic to talk about. So to give you a little bit of a background on me, my specialty is in helping people reset their health. And I wrote a great book, it's called The Reset Factor, you can find it on Amazon. And I explained my story, and in my story, I actually started losing my health when I was in college. Specifically because of bad food, I got some injuries, not sleeping enough, toxifying myself, and it took a couple of years, but eventually it led into a chronic fatigue situation at 19 years old. So this topic is incredibly personal for me, and I really want you to get it, because if you realize when you're about to go into school that this is a very unusual time of life where your body and brain are going to go under some of the most difficult situations, and if you go in preparing for that, you're going to come out, once you graduate, ready to start a job, you're going to come out the other end a really happy, healthy person who is ready to take on a successful adult life, okay? So let me tell you, for starters, there are 4 things that I think about. I think about food, specifically the gut. I think about your toxic load and if your toxins are building. Think about your immune system. I mean, you hear of so many people getting mono and getting sick because of the wearing down of the human body in college. And then I think about your adrenals, because your adrenal glands are really what give you energy, and when you're not sleeping and you're under stress, your adrenals are going to start to go by the wayside, and they're not going to be able to help you handle stress very much. So those are the 4 things: food, toxins, immunity, and adrenals. Those are the 4 things I think about. Okay, when it comes to food, if you're living in a dorm, there's not a lot you can do about the quality of your food. If you're in an apartment and you have access to buy natural or organic food, please, the #1 thing I recommend you do is you buy non-GMO food and you look for all organic substitutes. Costco, if you have like a big warehouse type store near you, you can get food cheap that is not sprayed with glyphosate and pesticides. So buying organic, if it's feasibly possible, I really recommend that. So I personally think the one supplement everybody should be taking is Restore. This helps repair damage from poor food, from specifically if you're not able to get to organic food, you want to have Restore so that you're making sure that you're repairing any leaky gut situation in the gut. This would be the #1. If you ask me of all the supplements I'm about to show you, this would be #1. This is like the right on the top. Okay, second thing, stress kills your good bacteria, so I recommend you take a probiotic. We use this one called ABC, one of the best probiotics I know. There's some great ones out there. You can get Garden of Life, you can find a probiotic pretty easily at your health food store. Just make sure whatever probiotic you get that you're constantly changing it every 90 days. You need new probiotics just to get new bacteria in. So, Restore to repair any damage from non-organic, genetically modified foods. Probiotic to make sure that you're replenishing your microbiome. That's also good for your immune system. Okay, now what do you do when you've gone out, you feel horrible, you come back and you're like, oh my God, my mom was right. I shouldn't have been eating that junk, but now you've paid for it. So we do enzymes in my office. I have a Z-gluten, I have D-digest. I do these enzymes to help break down your food. When you get home and you're like not feeling good, or you know certain foods don't work well with you, enzymes, these are in my car, I have them in my purse, I have them at home. You pop a couple and make sure that they help you break the food down. Okay, now toxins. So this is food and gut, that's the gut one. Toxins. So toxified. I mean, I don't know a college student that isn't toxified. So there are really the number one, and I don't have it here, but it looks like this. It's called Bind, and it's activated charcoal, and what it does is it'll hook onto the toxins and it'll get it out of you. I have a 17-year-old daughter. She's off in Europe right now, and I sent her off with a handful of supplements. I sent her off with Restore, I sent her off with a probiotic, I sent her off with enzymes, and I sent her off with Bind. And I said, if there's nothing else that you do, you're going to do those 4 things on a daily basis. So Bind is your cleanup. Like for any toxification that you had, Bind is the thing that you want to take. You can also take it with G-Cell. The two together are meant to detoxify you the best. But Bind is a must. And if you're watching this with your parents, you can have them cover their ears. Bind is fantastic for hangovers. I'm not saying that you're drinking in college, but if you were to drink and you get home and you realize that you overserved yourself, I highly recommend 1 or 2 Bind will help with a hangover in the morning. Okay? Molly, I didn't say that. I just want to make sure you're clear on that. Okay, immune system. So that's toxins. Toxins is G-Cell and Bind. Immune system. Okay, this is the best antifungal, antiviral, antibacterial supplement I know. It's called Lauricidin. There are these little pellets inside. Anytime you feel like you're catching a cold, you pour a little bunch in your hand, throw it in your mouth, and it helps to fight off any kind of virus or bacteria or infection you might have. You don't take this all the time. This is targeted. Just like Bind is targeted. You're not taking those necessarily all the time. These you're taking all the gut stuff, you're taking all the time. But if you feel a cold, I do 3 scoops of these a day, and if you catch it early, you'll find that you won't go into that full-on, full-fledged cold. Okay? That's Lauricidin. And then the last thing we got to talk about is your adrenals. So lack of sleep, poor diet, stress, all of that is going to wear down your adrenal glands. And your adrenals are important because they help you adapt to stress. So if they're gone and they're worn out, then you really are going to struggle even with the littlest amount of stress. A couple key things that I tell my patients with adrenals is that if you go from a sitting to a standing position and you get dizzy, that's a sign your adrenals are fatigued. If you wake up at 2 in the morning and you can't get back to sleep, that's a sign you're adrenal fatigued. If you crash at 3 in the afternoon or you wake up exhausted, that's a sign you're adrenal fatigued. So, best supplement I know is called GA, put out by Systemic Formulas. And we put it together, we cycle it with what we call biocommands. So we have an adrenal protocol that we follow. If you want information on how to follow the adrenal protocol, just put in the comment section adrenal protocol, and I will send this to you. We're in the process of getting actually a whole infographic done that explains our adrenal protocol and getting this on our website so that you can just click on it, order it, get what you need, and understand how we use these supplements. So, but if you're a junior, getting into those later years and you're exhausted, you really want to start to repair your adrenals because you're about to go out into the working world. And if you're going out into the working world and you're exhausted, that's going to be very difficult. So you have a unique time right now where if you take care of yourself, then you can launch yourself into an adult world really healthy, okay? So, and stress doesn't get any easier either once you get into the adult world. So, that's my 4 things. Those are my 4 musts. We have some other cool things like here, follow me. I'll show you a couple other neat things that we've used. I use Neurosin with my kids, take it before a test. I talked about this on Friday. This would not be a supplement you would do all the time. This is like 1 or 2 when you need maximum brain power. I'm a huge fan of brain octane. If you're doing coffee, put some brain octane in there, get some butter in there because the fat will go up and nourish the brain. If you're having some memory issues and you really need more brain power, I would do more of the omega supplements as well. So, but remember that you're targeting these things. So the gut's really the one that I really would encourage you to stay on, the Restore, the probiotic and enzymes. That's something you want to be doing all the time. But then you're going to target the toxins, you're going to target your immune system, you're going to target the adrenals, and you target the brain, meaning you won't necessarily do those supplements all the time. but it's important to know when you feel like, God, my brain just isn't working right, or my energy's not where it wants to be, or my immune system's down, that you reach for this stuff. Because there's so much magic that can happen in these natural solutions if you use them right. Okay? Okay, Molly, I hope that helps. I hope it helps. You know, if this was helpful, I always love feedback. I'm doing Facebook Lives 2-3 a week, and I want to know what you want to know. And Molly reached out and said, hey, can you help us understand this? And so there you go. You got a Facebook Live. If you want any of these supplements, leave your email in the comment section. Tell us what you want to target. Do you want to target brain, gut, immune system, detox? And we'll send you some information on it. So hope that helps all of you. Have an amazing day. And to Molly's boys, you don't know how lucky you are. Maybe you do. How lucky you are to have the amazing mother that you have. She's incredible. I feel so grateful to have been her roommate for many years, and blessed to see you all grow up on Facebook. So have an awesome day.